Hey Bremerton, it's not a playfield anymore. This is the newly renovated Minette Park. I'm going to give you a full tour along with my usual 5 stories on this week's Bremerton Beat Blast. Stick with us. Welcome back to this edition of the Bremerton Beat Blast, sponsored by the Admiral Theater. Story number 1 today, the Minette Playfield was originally built as a New Deal project during the Great Depression, and the place was a hit for softball. Now, following a $1.5 million effort that included thousands of dollars raised by the community, it has been reborn as Minette Park.
There's a lot of championships won here for the state of Washington. It was quite the place.
We bought our home here in Minette in '92, and the park was kind of in rough shape back then. It used to all be dirt out here, and people would pull their cars up in late at night, drink beer, and play basketball on the basketball court. And so here a few years back, some of the neighbors came and said, gosh, this playground equipment is really run down. They actually exceeded their goals, raised $91,000, and the result is this beautiful park and playground.
Added features are a brand new sport court, brand new playground, new restrooms, and then seating areas and accessibility paths throughout the park.
As it's been beautified and improved, it's going to even be a nicer park for the neighborhoods.
Story number 2, tragedy struck one new Bremerton family in late November. Last Saturday, I spent time with Andy Calmo Carrillo's parents and siblings. Calmo Carrillo was a student at Naval Avenue Elementary School, and he was killed in an accident on Highway 16 near Gorst. His family had only recently escaped gang violence in Guatemala about 7 months ago. He's remembered as a bright, industrious boy, and his family hopes to send him home to his native Guatemala. Story number 3, cops from all over Kitsap converged to the Paulsbo Walmart on Saturday night with one singular goal: to make a child's Christmas. The annual Shop with a Cop gives more than 130 children in North Kitsap $125 to spend and a companion from law enforcement to help them do it.
There's some Nerf stuff here that looks pretty cool.
Well, some of these kids, their parents may have been in the criminal justice system and may have seen law enforcement in a negative light, seeing their parents get taken away or what have you. This is important because they get to spend time with a police officer or a deputy and interact with them and see that they're really just people just like them. They spend their day off shopping with the kids and overspending like they always do because they just can't say no to kids.
Story number 4, a new program is starting up for preschool-aged kids right here in Bremerton, and its classroom is nature. Barnacles and Bees aims to help kids 2.5 to 5 years old thrive outside and connect them with their planet from an early age.
What we're trying to do is just give kids a safe place to be outside in nature and connect with the outdoors around them in a really meaningful way. There's just the boundlessness. Their limit is only their imagination, what they can think of.
We are a 100% outdoor program, so rain or shine, you know, there is really no bad weather, just the clothes that we're wearing.
Story number 5, the clock is ticking, Bremerton. Have you gotten your holiday lights up yet? I don't need to tell you that there are some incredible displays throughout the peninsula again this year. I checked out Sunrise Drive in East Bremerton, a long-time, highly festive cul-de-sac that is once again anchored by an impressive show put on by Michelle and Rich Adamski.
This is the first year I rented a boom truck. It's well over a month job every weekend, and Michelle was out here after school at 2 o'clock putting all this stuff up. And, it's nice to have a street where people can come up and see one street. That's the kind of cool thing,
And finally, what's on tap for your weekend, sponsored by Silver City Brewery Tap Room. Speaking of holiday lights, you might have noticed along Highway 303 that the Brownsville Christmas tree is lit up at Peninsula Bible Fellowship. There are more tree lightings this weekend. Friday night, we kick it all off with Art Walk in downtown and Minette. You'll find Santa at the Minette Saloon starting at 5:15 for selfies, and he'll make his way to the Minette Christmas tree in the Whitey Domstead Viewscape at 7:20 p.m. On Saturday, some of downtown Bremerton streets will shut down for horse-drawn carriage rides from 5 to 8 p.m. Santa arrives with the Bremerton High School Marching Band and the tree next to the Puget Sound Naval Museum will be lit at 6 p.m. That's our show for this week, Bremerton. Thanks to our sponsors and those of you who subscribe and support the Kitsap Sun. We couldn't do this without you. We'll see you next week.